Good evening and welcome to game number 2 from Tillamook High School. It's the Kawapa League tiebreakers. 4 teams finish tied in their respective sexes, either boys or girls basketball. Banks and Astoria, we had a doozy that went overtime. Banks had an 18-point lead in the third quarter. Astoria made a huge run in the fourth to send it to overtime. And Banks hit some key free throws and got a steal with about 3 seconds left to clinch a 52-50 overtime victory over Astoria in a 7 versus 8 matchup in top 10 rankings. Can't really get much closer than that on the court and in the top 10 as the starters for tonight's boys game are being introduced. Banks, the visiting team tonight at this neutral site at Tillamook High School. Number 2, Wyatt Selleck, tonight's starter, first introduced to the Braves. Number 3, Ben Mayo. Hot mayo can make you sick, and Ben Mayo has been doing that to teams all year, especially late in the season from beyond the arc. He hopes to do that tonight for the Banks Braves. Went off for 30 against Tillamook on the win on Thursday night. Number 5, Cooper Goebel. Number 24, Charlie White, and number 32, Michael Vereen will round out the starters tonight for the Banks Braves, wearing their road navy blue uniforms, white numerals, and white Braves across, or Banks across the chest. Vegas gold trim on the letter. Columbia blue, the official title of the color. Red scarlet trim, similar to Stanford. They have a red S, as always, is color.
National anthem, I guess. Take 2.
What's so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, you know, that voice is a really, really great rendition, so I guess we just want, here at Tillamook, they just wanted to hear it twice as we heard that for the girls' game. Not normally how you do things in a doubleheader. You normally play it once before the game, but hey, I mean, it is a great voice, great rendition, but ready for another rematch game. It's leg 3. This is winner take all right here, and as we get set for jump ball, Seaside going to go right to left as this gym is situated north and south. And so Seaside going to go left to right as we watch things on your screen and your device. Banks is going to go left to right. It's going to be Cash Corman's going to jump it up for Seaside. Cooper Goebel will jump it up for the Banks Braves. For the call of tonight's game, here's my broadcast partner, Trevor Beard.
Thank you, Jonathan. Again, earlier tonight, Banks Lady Braves getting the number 1 seed to state in a first-round home game in 2 weeks as they defeat Astoria 52-50. And Seaside wins the tip. Saboni with it, moving right to left, right to left as you look at your listening device, south to north directionally. Baseline to Cash Porter, back out on top to Ever Saboni, right wing three, candid. And that's, unfortunately for Banks, a good start for Seaside.
Yeah, Ever Saboni missed his first 4 or 5 shots the last time these two teams played. in Banks just a couple of nights ago. As Cooper Goebel trying to throw it over to the left wing, nobody home, out of bounds, turnover to Seaside.
3-0 Seaside, 30 seconds in from Tillamook. Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker. Again, winner receives a bye through the play-in round and a first-round home game. If Seaside loses, I would still expect them to be in Pool A, depending on the margin of victory if Banks does win, as we see a turnover from Seaside. Charlie White inbounds in the backcourt. Seaside gives a man press look. Charlie White into the front court. Cooper Goebel drives into the key. Fadeaway jumper center of the court is no good, off the back rim, and the rebound tipped and controlled by Seaside. Saboni, left wing, right side to Kawaso. Saboni drives left to the key. Cash quarter, left corner three. High bounce off the front of the rim, tipped around, controlled by Connor Langmo. Around the perimeter, Kawaso. Jared White playing catch. Saboni, left wing. Inside to a cutting Cash quarter at the rim, lays it in. 5-0 Seaside, 90 seconds in. Goebel with the ball left corner. Front court brings the ball top of the circle. Dribbles the ball left to right, inside to Charlie White. Head fakes, tries to go up, fouled, and hammered, and a foul called. He'll shoot two. And Banks with an opportunity to put their first points on the board nearly 2 minutes in. 6:16 to go in the first quarter. Braves trailing 5-0. Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker game for seeding to state. And Charlie White barely draws iron on the first free throw. Second free throw rattles home that time, and Banks is on the board trailing 5-1. 6:13 to go in the first quarter. Pass stolen by Mayo. 1-on-2 with Saboni. Nearly went parallel to the backboard. Somehow kisses it off the glass and around the rim, and the Braves are within two at 5-3. Saboni. Pat Marley is standing up, extending his hand, saying, "Let's go, boys, hands up." Back out on top to Jared White. Far side to Kawaso. We're high above the west side, ocean side of the Tillamook High School home court. For the Tillamook court, not home court for either team tonight. Saboni to Kawaso. Left wing Cash quarter for three. Vereen in his face. No good, but the rebound to Connor Langmo. Back out to Saboni. Wants to drive on Selick. Inside to Jared White. Back out to Langmo. Saboni thought about a three. Kawaso will take one. That's off no good. And the rebound to the much taller Langmo. Rebound tipped and ball loose. And I think we're going to get a loose. Oh, offensive foul on Seaside. Cooper Goebel looked like he thought it was going to be on him. And instead they're going to get an offensive foul. Seaside fans don't like it. But Braves a chance to tie. Seaside's going to stay in their full court press. Expect a low scoring game, as we had a total of 79 points scored in the Braves win at Banks. Charlie White getting pressured left to the key. Cooper Goebel drives, no. Rebound, Michael Vereen, the putback, and we're tied at 5. Little behind on the Braves scoreboard. We'll get that updated for you now. Under 5 minutes to go first quarter, tied at 5. Langmo splits a double team to Kawaso. Saboni, actually it was White far side. Now Kawaso near side, left wing with the basketball. Gets it back from Jared White to Saboni far side. On the right wing, back out on top to Kawaso, out near the red tee at midcourt. Jared White playing catch around the perimeter with the guards. Saboni drives just inside the right side, top of the circle. Quarter drives right baseline, spins. Kawaso out to Jared White. Spins through the key. Free throw line can't go up. Langmo, left baseline corner, may have got away with the travel. Out to Cash quarter. Can't drive with the basketball. Shot is pass is tipped away. White Selick the other way. Hammered at the basket. That's nearly an intentional foul. And Wyatt Selick is going to shoot two, and the Braves have a chance to take the lead, Jonathan.
Yeah, you're right with the nearly intentional foul, because that was just a foul because he got beat, and so he wanted to stop him from getting to the line. He didn't want him to be able to score that, so that was all that foul was.
Ooh, and the first free throw rims out. If that was an NBA, that'd be a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2.
And they would have been taking about 4 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes to look at.
And possibly an ejection.
Angles after angles after angles.
So we're still tied at 5 after Wyatt Selleck misses the first free throw, rims out. Second free throw around the rim and in. Banks has their first lead of the game at 6-5. 4:04 to go in the first quarter. Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker game. Second of a doubleheader. Banks Lady Braves winning a great contest that went all the way down to the wire, nearly leading start to finish, but escaping with a 52-50 overtime win. Seaside with the basketball in our contest quarter. Around the perimeter now in for Seaside. Jordan Westerholm, coach's son. Bill Westerholm, one of the most tenured coaches and top 10 coach, one of the most tenured in 4A and one of the top 10 coaches in all of Oregon high school basketball, and a jump ball. Wyatt Selleck, nice job to get his hands in there, and on the possession arrow, Braves force the turnover.
That's the second great play by Wyatt Selleck right there on that play. He first tipped the ball and then stayed with it and tied him up.
And Braves are going to get the ball into the front court. Seaside will back off their press. Charlie White on top with it. One dribble to Ben Mayo. Seaside looks like they're in a zone. Selleck, and it's poked away by Ever Saboni. Too much dribbling. Back the other way. He missed the layup. Charlie White the rebound. Back the other way come the Braves. And a kick ball on Seaside. Ball will stay with Banks. 6-5 lead. 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Charlie White holds right baseline. Double team, tries to go back to the basket, finds Michael Vereen. One-on-one, lays it up and gets it to go off the front of the rim, and it's 8-5.
Back-to-back buckets now for Michael Vereen, huge inside early on.
And pass nearly stolen, but I think we're going to get a reach-in foul on Cooper Goebel, but just the first team foul on the Braves, and we've played more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, they said Cooper was holding on to Cash Quarter inside.
.248 to go first quarter. Saboni will inbound right of his own basket. Way out on top to Westerholm, far side. Comes near side, Austin Palmer now in the game. Back to Westerholm. Palmer. Braves now appear to be in a zone.
2-3 matchup, looks like.
And pass knocked away, stolen by the Braves. Wyatt Selleck, and a push in the back from Cash Quarter. And anytime you can get Langmo and Quarter in foul trouble, that's going to be huge.
Fourth team foul already for Seaside, and we're almost 6 minutes into the first quarter.
And that's Cash Quarter's second, and he's going to have to come out. We talked about that just a minute ago. Izzy Yontes will come in. Big, bulky player, takes up a lot of space, but don't expect any scoring from him if you're Seaside.
Just think of the Tiger King when you're looking at Izzy Yontes.
And pass inside to Charlie White, off the inbound. Cross-court pass to nobody, way over the head of Ben Mayo. It's a turnover. Banks fans packing the stands to our left, and Seaside to our right. Student section for both teams here tonight. 8-5. Braves the lead under 2.5 minutes. Westerholm to Saboni. Drives right of the circle. Long two is short off the front of the rim. Rebound Cooper Goebel. Spins away from Saboni. Pulls up. Drive in.
A beautiful scoop to the hoop by Cooper Goebel that time as he put it in there. And the Braves on a 6-0 run right now. 7-0 run.
Actually, Seaside had a 5-0 lead early. It's a 10-0 run. 10-5. Braves up 5 under 2 minutes. Saboni. Left wing to Westerholm. Can't go up with it. Inside to Tanner Kraushaar at the rim. Seaside finally able to score. That's Austin Palmer at the basket, 10-7.
Yeah, the 6'3" freshman getting some time here early on.
Seaside once again picking up the pressure in the backcourt, and Seaside rim, but Cooper Goebel's going to go to the line to shoot three.
And Seaside Nation to the right of us is none too happy about that one. All the parents came up in unison. And head coach Bill Westerholm also in the same coaching box as Brandon Begley was, and still working the officials.
First free throw for Cooper is short. Foul's going to be on Austin Palmer, Austin Palmer, 15 foul for Seaside. Second free throw rattles home, makes the score 11-7. Hoping for a pair of first-round home games for the Banks Braves, possibly a first-round doubleheader depending on loose. And it's stolen by Charlie White, has it knocked away by Saboni, gets it back. And bodies all over the place. Hooks a pass to Goebel, drives to the basket, lays it up and in! 13-7. Under 50 seconds. Braves a 6-point lead, 13-7. Late first quarter over Seaside. Number 8 Banks, number 5 Seaside Seagulls. Separated by just half a game on overall record, same record for league play. Seaside looks like they want to hold for a final shot. And already Banks is pushing them out of their tempo with their transition off of defense.
And this right here is exactly why we need the 30-second shot clock right here, so teams cannot go into this stall mode, take the air out of the ball. I hate that basketball. It's boring basketball is what I call it. Boring basketball.
Under 15 seconds left. Saboni drives, can't go up, gets it over to Kawaso. Fadeaway three, canned it. Big bucket for Seaside. Carson Kawaso for three. And Ben Mayo, nearly banked it home off the front of the rim from about 32 feet after one. Game one was a doozy. We're pretty much on track for that here early after one. It's Banks 13, Seaside 10, Coapa League boys basketball. Tiebreaker will be back for the second quarter right after this from Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
And we're back, start of the second quarter. Banks, a 13-10 lead. Earlier today, the Banks Lady Braves, number 7, Seaside or Astoria, number 8, separated by one spot in the rankings, and the winner separated by one possession in overtime. Doesn't get much closer than that. Banks a 52-50 victory in overtime after Haley Evans got a steal with under 3 seconds left to seal the victory. Seaside again wanting to play stall ball to start the second quarter. So go up Kawaso, right corner three, off the back rim, and the rebound, Blake Harris, and we're going to have a jump ball. And the ball's going to go back to Banks as Seaside started with it the second quarter.
That last shot by Kawaso, the radius was changed as Cooper Goebel got a piece of his finger on the ball.
7:38 to go second quarter. Seaside will go back to their press. Goebel into the front court far side. To Vidmantis now in the game off the bench for the Braves. Nick Vidmantis will get some playing time here in the second quarter. Charlie White, top of the circle, left side. To Ben Mayo, wide open off a curl, right side, no. Rebound, tipped, and we're going to get a loose ball foul on Cooper Goebel, and that's his second.
Right now, Seaside fans are saying, hold the Mayo. We don't want the Mayo, and they're keeping it off their sandwich for now as Ben misses his second of 3 shots put up.
Saboni into the front court. Next whistle, Wyatt Selleck will check back in, most likely for Cooper Goebel with 2 fouls. Kawaso to Saboni. Right corner inside, they go to Kraushar. Cross-court pass to Kawaso. He checked off the side of the rim. Rebound is tipped and, looked like a near. Also coming out, a little bit of a chess match, I think. Tanner Kraushar coming out for Seaside. Charlie White playing a little point guard, drives, pulls up, center of the key, tries to go up, and it's going to be rejected. That was a good play, all ball that time from Connor Langbo. Kawaso traveled or stepped on the end line, And Braves student section right on top of it. And the ball's going to go back to the Braves. I don't think either team has scored yet here early in the second quarter. 30-second timeout, Banks. 6:39 to go in the first half. It's number 8 Banks Braves 13, number 5 Seaside Seagulls 10. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Wana Credit Union.
You could save hundreds of dollars by moving another loan over to Wana Credit Union. Receive cash or make no payments for 90 days. Get started by visiting wana.fcu.org. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
We're back, 6:39 to go in the first half. Banks a 13-10 lead. Number 8 Braves boys basketball tiebreaker. Into the front court, Wyatt Selleck to Vidmantis. Billy Harris gets a screen from Charlie. Nick Vidmantis cutting across the key. Charlie White has it knocked away. And back the other way comes Kawaso. Bounce past the quarter. And counted, and he's fouled. Seaside a chance to tie the game after Billy Harris came underneath at the rim trying to stop the momentum of Cash Quarter. And Seaside chance to tie at 13.
Well, if you can hear the fans in the background, the Seaside faithful really amped up as these two rivals meeting again for the third straight time as Cash Quarter hits the three-point play.
We're tied at 13, 6:09 first half. Vidmantis off the inbound from Charlie White. Cooper Goebel likely done for at least, or likely for the rest of the first half with 2 fouls. Charlie White drives right to the key, all the way to the basket, lost it again, tries to go up against a double team, kicks it out to Ben Mayo, left wing. Gets it to Selleck, left corner. Drives as the defense had backed off, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Nick Vidmantis. Away from the ball, and that's sad because Wyatt Selleck had a wide open drive along the left baseline and probably would have had an easy 2.
And Cooper Goebel is back into the game for Vidmantis.
That's a questionable decision, I think, because 2 fouls, still over 5 minutes left. He picks up a third. That means he may have to sit for much of the third quarter as well. Saboni left to the key, rims in, and that's an 8-0 run for Seaside.
Saboni with 5 points now in the game.
Banks had a 13-7 lead. It's now 15-13. Seaside is back the other way. Cooper Goebel, I believe, ties the game.
Cooper Goebel gets his 7th point of the game. Back-to-back field goals now for Banks to tie it.
Seaside with the basketball. Saboni to Kawaso. Plain catch back to Saboni. Kawaso now with the left wing. Back to Saboni, way out on top near the midcourt circle. Kawaso. Left corner to Langmo, over the top, nearly threw it away. A little too high for Jared White, but able to catch it cleanly in the front court. And inside, ball is forced to Cash Quarter, double team, kicks it out to Kawaso, wide open left corner 3. High bounce off the side of the rim, rebound tipped around, and controlled by Cash Quarter on the long board. Under 5 minutes, tied at 15. Saboni comes to get it out near the midcourt stripe, back to Kawaso. Saboni gets a screen. Free throw line over the Cash Quarter for 3. High bounce off the back rim. Rebound to Langmo. Braves fans, I think, wanted it over the back. Saboni double dribbled, bumped out of bounds. And we're going to get a timeout Seaside. And with 4:22 left in the first half, tied at 15, it will be a full timeout. 4:22 to go in the first half. Number 8, Banks 15. Number 5, Seaside 15. We'll take a quick break and be back after this from LaHaye's Custom Embroidery.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back, following the Full timeout from Seaside, tied at 15, under 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Could have 2 overtime games if this kind of score continues. Banks Lady Braves in overtime pull it out over Astoria, 52-50.
Saboni in the corner. Drills a three. Can't leave Ever Saboni that wide open, and that's unfortunate for Banks. They're in a 2-3 zone to pack it in the paint, but it's leaving that corner wide open, and Ever Saboni's not a guy to leave wide open.
Selick to Vereen. Right wing to Cooper Goebel to answer up the front of the rim. No. Charlie White, the rebound, kicks it out to White to Ben Mayo. Back to Charlie White. Way out of post. Finds Ben Mayo wide open right baseline corner. No. Long rebound tip to Charlie White. Splits a double team. Head fakes. Goes up no off the back rim. Braves with 3 opportunities that time, and they still couldn't score. Back the other way. Quickly Seaside into the front court. Langmo at the rim. Lays it in. It's Cash Quarter. 20-15, Seaside back to a 5-point lead, their largest of the game. 3:25 first half. Goebel gets a screen from Charlie White, won't take it, leaves it for Michael Vereen. Shot blocked by Cash Quarter. Saboni, front court.
Oh, he banked it in. Apparently the bank is open on Saturday night here in Tillamook. Cash Quarter.
Cash Quarter makes the score 22-15. 30-second timeout Banks. Will keep things here. Banks had a 13-7 lead early in the first quarter, and since then it's been a 15-2 Astoria run to go up 7. As Banks gets ready to come back from a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, it was a good timeout there by Coach Marlia to kind of settle things down as pace was getting a little ragged after that 15-15 tie. Seaside has scored 7 straight points, and Coach Marlia is sensing the momentum shift right there, and definitely just to calm his guys down, bring them under composure, say, hey, we got this. Let's settle down and play tough defense.
Charlie White with the inbound against the Seaside pressure in the backcourt. Brings it up himself. No issue against Jared White. Selick to Goebel. Right wing. Seaside has picked up their pressure. And we're going to get a holding foul on Langmo, and that may be his second. And Cash Quarter also in with 2 fouls for Seaside. Goebel will inbound next to Seaside's bench in the quarter court. To White Selick. There's the ball left wing, wants to go back door to Mayo. On top to Charlie White for 3. And, oh, they're going to say a long 2, but first bucket in quite a while for the Braves. 22-17. Banks back within 5. Saboni. Left side to Ruger Thompson now in the game. Back to Thompson from Cash Quarter. Saboni. Right wing to Kawaso. Saboni, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Ruger Thompson, I believe, as Ben Mayo tried to step out to cut off the pass. 22-17, a turnover Seaside on the offensive foul. Seaside a 5-point lead with 2:21 left. Goebel, Seaside has backed off the pressure. Goebel against Thompson, drives left to the key, kicks it over to Michael Vereen, left baseline, jumper, canned it, and that pulls the Braves back within a possession at 22-19.
Michael Vereen has hit all 3 shots he's put up, 6 points, been a huge asset in the early going. Banks still in that 2-3 zone, but watch the corners.
Under 2 minutes first half. Quarter, baseline jumper, no, rebound tipped away from Hontes by Cooper Goebel. Charlie White gets it back to Cooper to run the point as he crosses midcourt. Gets a screen from Charlie White, step through, hangs and blocked, but shot was blocked, but a blocking foul, and Seaside bench and fans, Bill Westerholm in the ear of the official, and he's close to picking up a tee. His face is pretty red right now. Cooper Goebel at the line to shoot two.
Yeah, he just moments ago was sharing pleasantries with that same official about the call down here on the other side, and the official was just laughing and smiling at him.
And even bigger than that, that's Cash Quarter's third, and now Cash Quarter has come over to join the discussion. First free throw for Cooper, canned it.
Great job by Cooper Goebel to just block out all that noise that's going on around him, from the Seaside students to his left and the Westerholm berating official show to his right to just can the free throw.
Second free throw is perfect, 22-21. Braves within one after Seaside had a lead of, I think, almost 7 a moment ago.
Yeah, they've answered that with their own 6-0 run right here to pull within one and make it a game again. And that's exactly what Coach Marlia wanted.
Saboni to Kawaso. Now Saboni with it back. Kawaso right wing. Now to Ruger Thompson.
Great crisp ball movement by Seaside.
Saboni to Hontes. High post, nice pass inside underneath to Austin Palmer, who lays it in back to a 3-point lead for Seaside. 24-21, final minute of the first half. Cooper dribbles, spins, left wing, takes an NBA three. It's good! He nailed it from the left wing, and we're tied at 24, under a minute for the first half.
And Cooper Goebel made sure to make the Seaside students knew that was 3 as he raised the hand up there on the right side.
15, Saboni. Now they're going to set up their offense. Hontes comes to set a screen, and now backs off, now resets, and Saboni pulls up for 3. Off the back rim, no. Rebound, Michael Vereen. Gets it to Charlie White. Final seconds, ahead to Cooper Goebel. It'll count if it goes. Oh, off to the left, no good. Could have called a foul as he's knocked to the floor by Carson Kawaso. No foul called, but again, a very entertaining first half, just like game number 1. At the half, it's number 8 Banks 24, number 5 Seaside 24. We'll take a 2-minute break and talk about the first half when we return. You're listening to Banks Braves basketball, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling. We'll be back in 2 minutes after this from Kerry Powell, American Family Insurance.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand it's more than a farm, it's your life. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect what you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Call American Family Agent Terry Powell in Gaston, 503-521-8842.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
Have you ever wanted to explore the option of purchasing a home or refinancing your current home to lower your interest rate or get cash back for debt consolidation? I'm Amy Downs, a Senior Loan Officer with Diamond Residential Mortgage Corporation, and I pride myself on working with complete transparency, honesty, and integrity throughout the loan process and beyond. Call me at 360-513-6808 today. NMLS 1583279. Licensed loan originator in Oregon, Washington, Tennessee, Texas, and Arizona.
Diamond Residential Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 186805, licensed by the Oregon Division of Financial Regulation under the Oregon Mortgage Lending License number ML-5206. All rates, fees, and loan terms are subject to formal loan applications, credit risk appraisal evaluation, and other lending criteria. Programs, rates, terms, and conditions are subject to change without notice.
And we're back halftime. Banks outscoring Seaside 10-7 in the first quarter. Seaside outscoring Banks 17-14 in the second quarter. And we're tied at 24 at halftime of the Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker game for the league's 1 and 2 seeds to state. Astoria will be the 3 seed and likely be on the road for a play-in game. Tillamook with a slim outside chance of being one of the top 24 teams. They were ranked 21 coming into the last game of the regular season at Banks, and they got blew out by 38.
You said Astoria, 3 seed. Valley Catholic will be the 3 seed. I think
for
you said
girls.
Astoria.
I was talking about boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, girls earlier tonight, incredible game. Banks led by as many as 18. Seaside outscored Banks, or Astoria outscored Banks 21-9 in the fourth quarter to send it to overtime. But the Braves got a huge steal from Haley Evans with about 3 seconds left, as we had all kinds of clock issues over the final 4 seconds in a one-possession game. You never want to see that. And Banks able to hold on for the 52-50 victory over Astoria. Banks will host a first-round game in girls basketball action in about 2 weeks. Boys hoping for the same, as I think Jonathan Lee has a few things he wants to talk about for the first half.
Yeah, it was just a great balanced scoring for the Lady Braves in that first game, and just a tale of 2 quarters. Banks came out with 22 points in the second quarter to really establish things, had a double-digit lead at halftime, but then Astoria said, hey, we're here to play too, with that 21-point third quarter explosion, and then it was just, or 21 points in the fourth quarter. Actually outscored Banks 10-6 in the third quarter, and then 21-9 in that fourth quarter to complete the play and win fourth quarter. But, Lady Braves had a stretch of where they weren't making free throws, but then when it really mattered most, some clutch free throws in the end that really stepped up as Madison Bigsby and Haley Evans. Good to see Haley Evans back in the lineup. Really needed Haley Evans in this game. Looked pretty strong. We'll talk with her and find out and see how she felt. That's really the key thing. I mean, you can see how she looked, but how she felt with that elbow. Was there any discomfort or whatever? But she looked like it wasn't bothering her. But a triple and 3 out of 4 from free throws. Madison Bigsby 4 out of 7. Some big time free throws right there, just within those 2 who were our heroes of the game in the first game. 4 out of 7 and 3 out of 4. So 7 out of 11 free throws right there for the Banks Braves. Really clutch free throws coming down to the stretch right there. Also want to talk about another Banks Lady Braves, the Lady Braves dance team, winning a competition. They picked up a huge win in the 4A division in a recent competition at Tigard High School. It was a cross classification. Banks Lady Braves secured the top spot in the dance competition with a performance to How It Ends. And Lady Braves had a score of 13.12 ahead of Astoria 13.06. So as Banks has Astoria's number now twice in dance and girls basketball, and Woodburn finished up third in that one. So they're actually at a winter dance competition, we believe, today. There's 2 events that were at Parkrose and Sherwood. Banks likely probably at that Sherwood competition. They could be at Parkrose, but Sherwood closer to Banks. But just 2, dance competitions today. And also want to give a shout out to Banks Girls Wrestling. 3 wrestlers who will be at the state competition next Thursday at Culver High School in Central Oregon. And of course, Banks Boys Wrestling going to be at a week from today, state tournament at Cascade High School down in Turner, Oregon. Go Braves.
Thank you, Jonathan. First round basketball, we'll be able to broadcast that contest. That will be our final broadcast of the season for Oregon 4A basketball for 2022 due to contractual obligations with another streaming company that has the rights to the to most OSAA state championships. We cannot broadcast basketball past the first round. Although we will be back very shortly. Baseball and softball right around the corner in just a couple of weeks. Had tried to work with Sportscasting Unlimited, who will be handling the 3A and 4A tournaments at Coos Bay, but not getting enough notice from them to be able to take time off from work to go down and work with them for that. 4A state tournament should be back at Forest Grove next year, but Forest Grove officials weren't really comfortable with hosting it yet due to just coming out of COVID. So that tournament has been moved to Marshfield High School at Coos Bay and North Bend High Schools for the second Thursday through Saturday in March. Softball, though, right around the corner, starting March 15th at home against Staten. We plan on bringing you that broadcast. Jonathan?
Leading scorers of the first half for the Banks Braves, Cooper Goebel is the one with a hot hand. He swished 4 of his 8 shots, good for 50% from the field for a team-high 12 points, actually a game-high 12 points for Cooper. Also has 3 out of 5 free throws swished. Wyatt Selleck just 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Wyatt Selleck has not attempted a field goal yet, just 1 point. Ben Mayo hit his first 3-pointer of the night, but since has gone cold. He's just 1 out of 4 from the field, 3 points in the first half. Charlie White, 1 out of 2 points, but he's got a host of rebounds inside, really muscling up. Michael Vereen, 3 for 3 from the field for 6 points. So it's really the scoring punch has been Cooper Goebel trio in the second half. And let's put some topping over Seaside.
Final minute of halftime, tied at 24, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Banks will be moving right to left, south to north to start the second half.
Couldn't have this neutral, this league playoff, officially a league playoff game, not a state playoff game yet. It's just a league playoff game to determine the seeding into the state playoffs, which get underway next week. Still, some conference still wins that game over Gladstone. With Banks winning tonight, that could move Banks. Banks and Gladstone have kind of been waffling in 5th and 7th place. That might move Banks into 5th, which would just get them a little bit higher in the A seed. But of course, Banks is in the A seed. Seaside will not likely be in that A seed parameter. They'll be in the B. But here we go.
Seaside with the basketball to start the second half, third quarter. Saboni, right wing to Kawaso.
Of course, I said Seaside, I meant Astoria girls, sorry.
That's okay. Cash quarter, center of the key. Kawaso won't take the right wing 3. Jared White, Braves extending their 2-3 zone. Out to Saboni, right wing. 1 dribble, back out on top to Kawaso. Jared White. Langmo inside to Saboni, tries to reverse it, flips it back out to Cash quarter. Left baseline 3 is good.
You don't see Cash quarter hitting the 3-pointers much, but he did there.
27-24 early second half, just 45 seconds into the third quarter. Wyatt Selleck brings the ball left high post, beautiful backdoor. Oh, and they forgot about Cooper Goebel, but he forgot about using the backboard and misses right at the rim twice in a row. But Langmo can't save it on the end line, and Charlie White tapping Cooper Goebel on the back, saying forget about it, as Cooper missed a layup and then missed another gimme right at the rim on the putback. Braves lucky to hold on to the basketball. And out on top to Charlie White, and they're going to get a loose ball foul on Connor Langmo, and that may be his third. And it is. First team foul of the second half goes against Seaside. Cooper Goebel will inbound quarter across the way. And gets it into Vereen in the backcourt. Michael wanted to catch it right on the end line, and Cooper told him to take a step into the backcourt, as Cooper's having all kinds of issues now in the second half, nearly lost it on the end line. Inside to Michael Vereen, lays it up and in. Big bucket, back to a 1-point lead for Seaside, 27-26. Michael Vereen now, I believe, with 8.
Yeah, still perfect from the field, 4 out of 4.
Saboni drives inside, leave it 4. Cash quarter for the easy layup, 29-26, and it may be that kind of second half.
Cash quarter scored the first 5 points for the Seagulls out the gate here in the third quarter.
6.5 minutes, third quarter. Selleck gets a screen from Charlie White. Pulls up free throw line, in and out, no good. Rebound to Cash quarter. Pat Marlia telling his defense to come further out. Saboni pulls up, canned it from the right elbow, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Seaside, 31-26.
If ever Saboni is hitting that shot, you're in trouble.
Cooper Goebel drives right side all the way to the basket, hangs, can't get it to go off the back rim, and he's going to have 2 free throws. And if that's on Cash Quarter, that's his 4th.
Yeah, that's just knowing the game by Cooper Goebel, knowing that he saw Cash Quarter moving inside there, and he knows Cash is in foul trouble, and he just took it right at him. But unfortunately, they give the foul to Jared White.
First free throws off the back rim, no good. Down to Ben Mayo. Brings the ball left wing, now drives, tries to hook a shot up. Thought he got hit on the arm on the way up to the basket. And nearly stolen by Mayo as Cash Quarter. And Seaside just thought Seaside threw it away. Apparently it went off, was tipped out of bounds by a Brave defender. 5:32 to go third quarter, 31-27 Seaside. Kawaso, Saboni. Jared White, right wing, will bring it back out on top. Now hands to Saboni. Bounce pass inside to Langmo. Jared White, jumper, short, barely draws iron. Rebound, Michael Vereen, got smacked in the head, no foul called. Goebel pulls up, now drives, spins against Saboni, hangs, lays it up and in! Back to a 2-point game, 31-29. Kawaso from Saboni. Head fakes, gives it back to Saboni. High post free throw line to Connor Langmo. Back to Langmo inside. Saboni against Mayo. Drives, flips a pass underneath to Connor Langmo. Can't get it to go. Rebound Jared White. Actually, it was Cash Quarter with the miss. Goebel against Saboni into the front court. Drives right of the key. Back out on top to Charlie White. Wyatt Selleck left wide open for 3. Canned it! And the Braves have regained the lead at 32-31.
That's the first field goal made by Wyatt Selleck. Just the second in 7 attempts by Selleck and Mayo.
Saboni gets a screen. Pulls up, kicks it out to Kawaso. Quick ball movement around the perimeter. Jared White gets it to Connor Langmo. Saboni, left corner to Quarter. Jared White, Langmo inside to Cash Quarter, and able to head fake and get the reverse around Michael Vereen. Seaside's regained the lead at 33-32.
11 points for Cash Quarter now.
Selleck holds, gets a screen from Charlie. Fakes right, comes back left, drives, and then kicks it out to Cooper, who drives, lays it up and in. Back and forth we go in the third. 34-33, Braves regain the lead.
Well, Wyatt Selleck saw that hole, but it closed quickly, but Cooper Goebel's able to get through as Ever Saboni closes the momentum.
36-34, Seaside back to a 2-point lead. Just moments after Banks had regained the lead. Charlie White takes the top of the circle 3. Off no good. Rebound Michael Vereen. Tipped it but can't control. Jared White comes down with it for Seaside. 3 minutes to go in the third. 36-34, Seaside a 2-point lead. Last time these two teams played had a similar score as a final. Kawaso, pass stolen by Ben Mayo, able to track it down, lays it up and in, and we're tied again at 36.
That's a great job by Ben Mayo, just reading that pass all the way. It was telegraphed that badly, and he stepped right in the passing lane and is off to the races.
Saboni gets it back from Kawaso. Langmo, jumper, no, off the back rim free throw line, and Michael Vereen able to pull down the rebound and screen off Jared White. Goebel pulls up front, top of the circle, lost it on his way to the basket, hangs, it's going to go off his head, out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good job by Connor Langmo as he tipped the ball. He tipped it right off of Cooper's head and out of bounds. Smart play. He was not in a position to get the rebound, and so he just made a play, a hustle play.
2:20 left. Next season, Banks will not be in the Co-op League. They'll drop to 3A. Could be for as short as 2 years, according to Athletic Director Ben Buchanan, but most likely 4 years before the next reclassification plan is put in place in 2026. Saboni left wing. They'll be in the Coastal Range League with, along with Yamhill Carlton and a few other teams. Yamhill Carlton, a long-time Kawapa League foe of the Braves. As Saboni hits another three, and Seaside able to regain the lead at 39-36. And nearly stolen. Seaside fans wanted an over and back. Billy Harris with it on top to Charlie White, drives and had it poked away and stolen by Seaside. Ruger Thompson comes out with it into the front court quickly. Kawaso to Izzy Hontes for three. Back rim, no. Rebound. And that was a heat check for Seaside. Izzy Hontes normally does not shoot from out there. And it looks like he's more fit as a wrestler. Ben Mayo with the ball front court. Hands to Cooper. Under 90 seconds for the third. I expect this to come down to a final possession type game, similar to the girls.
Apparently,
So drives left of the key, and I think Seaside fans may have wanted to travel. He may have got away with one. It's going to be a non-shooting foul, but the third or fourth foul on Seaside. Banks still has not committed a foul in the second half, third quarter. Selleck holds, trying to get it in to Ben Mayo, or to Goebel, and he stepped on the end line, out of bounds. Turnover back to Seaside, 39-36.
Yeah, he might have stepped on the end line, but he was forced out that time. He had some help on his way out.
Pass is tipped out of bounds by Ben Mayo, trying to persuade the official on the far side where the ball was tipped to give it back to the Braves, but Austin Palmer will enter it to Saboni in the backcourt. Again, we may have a final shot for the third quarter with a minute left.
Boring stall ball right here. Next year, this won't happen. 30-second shot clock finally comes to Oregon High School basketball. Long overdue. This is nonsense. It's boring basketball. It's boring for the fans. Boring for the parents. It's boring.
Kawaso to Saboni. Back to Saboni from Kawaso. Near side. Holds way out near midcourt. One dribble to Ruger Thompson. Back to Saboni. 25. Late third quarter. Seaside at 39-36 lead. Kawaso. Selleck against Saboni. Saboni against Selleck. Set it backwards. Ruger Thompson to Saboni. 12. 11. 10. Now Seaside will set it up. Hontes will set a screen. And Saboni steps through, and we're going to get a pushing foul on the Braves with 6 seconds to go in the third quarter, just their first foul of the second half.
That possession started with about 45 to 50 seconds left. That's ridiculous. No team should have a 50-second possession.
Actually, there was a minute one. I watched the timer when they inbounded the ball. This possession has lasted over a minute, nearly a turnover. Pass a little too high, but Ruger Thompson able to go up and get it. Kawaso for three, no, and that'll end the third. And looking forward to a 30-second shot clock coming next season. Jonathan, you think that's bad? I've seen some things as a youngster at Yoncalla back in my around 5 or 6 years old that they would run the North Carolina Four Corners offense an entire game, and we'd see baseball scores for final scores like 8-6. After 3 quarters of play, though, it's Seaside clinging to a 3-point lead. The number 5 Seagulls 39 off of Austin Palmer, and it was going to either be off Seaside or a Seaside foul, which is really what they should have called over the back, but Banks will get the basketball, and dangerous pass as Austin Palmer came. And Charlie White tries to throw it off Langmo. Saboni and drives to the basket, flips it up and in. And the lead's back to 5.
And the Seaside faithful thinking they just won the national championship.
43-38. Seaside back to a 5-point lead. Cooper Goebel behind the back. Gets a screen from Charlie White. Drives into a double team. Should be a 2-shot foul. And it is. Seaside's got one big with 3, another big with 4. And now Langmo's picked up his 4th. And that's huge for the Braves if they can get one or both of those bigs fouled out.
I think the Seaside faithful that's here forgot the memo that this is not even a state playoff game yet. It's just a league playoff game to determine the seed. Settle down, people. And save your energy for next week.
Cooper misses the first free throw, rounding off Michael Vereen comes in for Billy Harris. Try to get the starters in for the final 6 minutes of the game. Second free throw, rattles in and out, no good. Rebound is controlled by Seaside. And a big couple of misses that time from Cooper Goebel at the line. Seaside in the front court with a 5-point lead. They've actually led by as many as 7. Palmer has it poked away, but gets it to Saboni. Thompson, Saboni, drives high post. Austin Palmer, right wing. Back out to Ruger Thompson, far side. Seaside with the basketball. Palmer, Saboni near side, right wing. One dribble, hooks a pass to the Cash Quarter, and we're going to get a foul on Banks on a hold. I think it's on the first foul on Charlie White the entire game. 5:26 left, 43-38 Seaside, and we have a timeout Banks. I believe it is a full timeout. We'll take one, got to get caught up on a couple of breaks. 5:26 left. Number 5, Seaside 43, Banks 38. We'll be back in 1 minute after this from Northside Rock.
Northside Rock Products in North Plains is where you can get gravel products directly from the quarry. They service contractors as well as homeowners. They can get rock straight from the quarry that's essential for paths, driveways, under concrete slabs and roads, as it packs and condenses well. Northside Rock Products offers a variety of quality crushed rock and fill material, as well as boulders and specialty rock. They offer trucks for hire for contractor work. Northside Rock Products can bring their mobile crusher to your jobs for on-site crushing and screening. Delivery is available. Get all you need at low winter rates. Northside Rock Products LLC on Northwest Dixie Mountain Road in North Plains. NorthsideRockProductsLLC.com.
Final seconds following the Braves timeout, 43-38, fourth quarter. Banks and Seaside, a huge rivalry. Seaside fans acting like it's a playoff game. Banks defeated Seaside twice when they won the Triple Crown, only the 4th school in state history to do it in the 2018-19 season, winning state championships over Seaside in football and boys basketball.
Yeah, the Seaside fans, it's not lost on them. They remember all too well.
Saboni nearly picked up a 5-second count, gets it into Cash Quarter right baseline, and finally makes a move against Charlie White. Otherwise, he would have picked up a turnover. Saboni, 5:15 left. Seaside's going to try to work some clock again, but just a 5-point lead. Saboni, and nearly threw it away. Cash Quarter drives right baseline, has it poked away inside to Kraushaar. Braves fans wanted a 3-second count. Back out to Palmer. Saboni, Seaside will reset. Saboni drives, leaves it for Kraushaar, lays it up and in.
That's his first field goal made of the game for Tanner.
45-38. This was the margin at Seaside when they won it 47-40 at home. Each team has won on their home court. This a neutral site contest. Ben Mayo will take the 3. Right wing, bounce pass on top to Cooper Goebel. Against Saboni, gets a screen from Charlie White, drives to the basket, hangs, flips it up off the side of the backboard. No, but Cash Quarter still in with 4 fouls. And that's on him. He should be fouled out. No, it's on number. They saw 21.
Cooper 6 points here in the half, 18 points in the game now. For Cooper Goebel, as one public address announcer on the road called him this year.
Hits a pair after missing 2 a moment ago, 45-40. Back in for Seaside, Carson Kawaso. Or Kawaso. Potato. Saboni.
Now 5 for 5 from the field.
Back to a 1-possession game under 4 minutes, 45-42. Saboni to Kawaso, right wing baseline. On top to Austin Palmer, wing almost near the top of the circle. And we're back, 2:44 to go in the contest. Seaside clinging to a 2-point lead, 45-4, forced to call a timeout due to, I think, Nick Vidmantis accidentally poked Ever Saboni reaching high into the air and came down, poked him in the groin. And Seaside with the basketball. Langmo for three, good.
That's a big hoop for Seaside.
5-point lead for Seaside. It's been as many as 7. Back the other way, Cooper Goebel. And nearly lost it out of bounds. And able to get out of a coffin corner situation. Charlie White on top will drive right at the key. Kicks it over to Vidmantis for three. Good! Big bucket off the bench for 48-40. Drives out first to 50 last game, and hopefully that will not come true for game number 2. 1:44 left. Cooper Goebel over to Michael Vereen. Won't take the three. Cooper for three. Off to the fouls, because once Seaside gets into the front court, Seaside fans wanted a turnover off the press. Braves are going to get the ball back, catching a huge break, I think. If I'm a Seaside fan, I don't like that call. Out on top to Vidmantis from Ben Mayo. And hands to Ben Mayo off a curl. He check off the front of the rim. No, rebound Charlie White. Can't go up. On top to Cooper Goebel. Drives, free throw line all the way to the basket. Too hard off the front of the rim. Rebound controlled by Kawaso. Into the front court, Seaside. 50-46, 106 left. Seaside a 4-point lead. 2 incredible contests here at Tillamook High School. Banks a 52-50 win in the Kawapa girls tiebreaker for the number 1 league seed to state. Vidmantis another quick foul, 5th foul.
It's interesting that the Seaside student section showing, you understand they're into the game, but saying you can't do that on the last foul. Well, actually, they can do that because they must do that, and that's foul at this stage of the game. They must do that to stop the clock.
104 left. Seaside gets it into Langmo. Charlie White tries to foul, won't call it, and back out on top to Kawaso. Just trying to play keep away. Cooper Goebel grabs Kawaso. 6th team foul with 54 seconds left.
Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what they're saying. That's something that student sections all over across America say. You can't do that because, you break the rules. But actually, in this case, it's just kind of funny because actually it's a case where Banks must foul to stop the clock.
54 seconds left. Timeout Seaside. Believe it or any other type of insurance, we take the time to learn about you, your family, and your business to find the best coverage to protect your unique needs. For quality insurance coverage at affordable prices, call 503-444-0566 or email Shannon at shannonjenningsinsurance.com. And we're back, 54 seconds left. Seaside a 4-point lead, 50-46. Would like to see a 6-0 Banks run and make the final score 52-50. Same score of the girls' game in overtime.
Just get a steal off the inbounds play right here and get a 3 by Wyatt. Selleck get fouled for a 4-point play.
And able to get it into Saboni. And he's grabbed by Vidmantis, and that may be his 4th. That really doesn't matter right now. It's going to put Ever Saboni in the 1-1. Banks had 3 fouls about 20 seconds ago and quickly pick up their 7th to put Ever Saboni at the line, but he's not expected to miss.
That's a smart move by Coach Bill Westerholm and Seaside.
He missed the first off the front of the rim. Rebound to the Braves. Goebel to Ben Mayo. 45. Front court against Kawaso. Going after the loose ball, and Bill Westerholm is up.
Well, either way, that was a great decision by Nick Vidmantis to clear out of the way, because what he was doing there was he wanted the Seaside player to get the ball, so it's good for Banks either way because he touched it in back court. Banks didn't deflect it, so that would have been over and back Banks' ball, but now you've got Banks, the clock stopped with a chance to cut into the lead.
50-46, Seaside a 4-point lead, 37.5 seconds. In and out, no good. Rebound to Seaside. And now the Banks has to foul again. Kawaso, they're just going to play keep away under 30 seconds. And finally they foul Saboni. They got a rare miss from him, and then Vidmantis not able to hit the first at the other end. 27 seconds left. Back into the game for the Braves, Wyatt Selleck for three-point shooting. Vidmantis comes out as, he's picked up his fifth.
Ever Saboni with 16 points tonight in the game for Seaside.
Timeout Seaside, 27 seconds left, just a 30-second break. We got to get caught up in a few more spots. We'll take another 30-second break and be back after this from Scoggins Creek Coffee.
Scoggins Creek Coffee is proud to offer delicious hot drinks and delectable breakfast items too. Visit their 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton. Open 7 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays until 5 and Sundays until 3. Make sure to ask about their weekly specials and visit their Facebook page. Scoggins Creek Coffee, 503-985-3483.
Ever Saboni at the line. Goebel gets it to Charlie White. Braves have got to score quickly. Gets it to Selleck. Under 15, taking too much time. And now trapped on top to Mayo. Timeout Banks. Banks got the ball back with 27 seconds left off the miss and took 15 seconds to get the ball into the front court. 13 seconds left, still down 4. Now you're almost in a situation where you kind of have to go for almost like a four-point play, but if they're able to foul, still plenty of time, but they're probably going to get the ball back even with a missed free throw.
Like you want to get in there, you're just on the edge of your seats. Like you want to come on guys, fight and get it. And Seaside, they're just like holding their breath, like trying to cling to the lead.
Final horn to remind the teams to come out following the Seaside 30-second timeout. Apparently it was switched to a full. It'll be Braves basketball. Wyatt Selleck will inbound far side.
I just want to give a shout out to...
Pulls up NBA 3, off, no good, and that'll do it. Banks is going to foul Charlie White, but Lady Braves will get the first round home game. Banks boys will be home next weekend for a play-in round game.
Possibly. I mean, they could, with Seaside being number 5 and Banks being number 8, this actually could elevate Banks up to standing in the OSA ranking and how to have league games next week.
Cash Quarter hits a pair, 52-46. 6 seconds left. Goebel will let it bounce to midcourt. And for 3, hit. And that may actually favor the Braves. A 3 here, and if they're able to get a steal off the inbound or the miss, well, they'd have to hit all 3 and then get a steal and a 3 quickly. But still, stranger things have happened.
Best of both worlds right here is Seaside continues to do all the jawing like they've been doing and, get a technical free throw.
And it's not going to matter, but because Cooper missed the first.
Where's Haley Evans when you need her for a clutch free throw?
Second free throw, rattles home. 52-47. Fouled basically at the horn to have any chance to even send it to overtime.
I think this timeout by Coach Bill Westerholm is just to ask his guys as he brings them around, where do we want to eat after this game? Not a lot of choices here in Tillamook. Do we want to go to the cow pasture or do we want to go to, the nearby pizza joint?
2.9 seconds left. Cooper Goebel.
Is there a pizza joint in Tillamook? I don't know.
Yeah. Main Street Pizza.
Are the top 2 second-place teams in 4A, and that'll be determined by the OSAA rank. That's how the rankings are used, not to determine who gets into the playoffs, but once they qualify for playoffs, it's determined. The ranking is used to rank them in order. So in this case, the top 2 ranked second-place teams in the league will get into A, and so 2 conferences will receive 2 schools into that Pool A, and it's the 2 conferences that get 2 schools into Pool A that then their third-place team will be considered for the top 2 of Pool B, and then it'll be the rest of the second-place teams that fill in Pool B, and then those 2 teams that have the 2 representatives in Pool A goes again, their third place teams, their top two third place teams in the state will fill out the other two remaining spots in the Pool B. And then Pool C, it's the remaining 4 third place teams from the other conferences that fill out the first 4 slots of Pool C. And then after that, the 4 slots are totally at large. From there it goes, whatever conference is ranked in the order of the OSAA ranking. So that's how that works. Did I miss anything, Trevor?
Nope.
I think that's pretty much it. That's how the pools run out. So Pool A basically is champions, top 2 second place teams. Pool B is second place teams, top 2 third place teams from the 2 representatives in Pool A, 2 conference representatives in Pool A, and then Pool C, remaining third place teams and at-large teams. So the factor is here is that from the Kawapa League for the girls, Banks, Astoria, and Valley Catholic qualify for state playoffs from the Kawapa League in 1, 2, and 3 in that order. For the boys, it's Seaside, Banks, and Astoria that qualify for the playoffs in that order. And there's a possibility that Seaside and Banks could both get into Pool A. We'll have to wait and see how the rankings shake out when they freeze.
So I think that'll about do it for us. Things are starting to clear out quickly. Some fans scattered in groups across the court as parents and players congratulating each other. A lot of the girls' teams have already cleared out. Again, our final score, number 5 Seaside 52, number 8 Banks 49 for the Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker, as both teams finished tied atop the league with records of 7-1. Seaside now moves to 17-6 overall. Banks drops to 16-6, again separated by just half a game.
Hey, I just wanted to give real quickly a real big shout out to Coach Brandon Begley. What a hardworking guy. Committed guy to be there for his girls here on the basketball team, and just what he's had to go through this week. They had a premature birth, him and his wife Lauren, premature birth of their twins, and there's some major complications. They are now in ICU parents, and so Brandon has had to come out here to coach the girls all week long, and then he has to go back every night at 11 o'clock with his wife Lauren, and they get 2 times in the morning and evening to hold their twin sons. And just to be with them and to love on them. And just, he's been going through a lot. So if you could send some positive energy, if you pray, send some prayers to the Begleys' way. It's just been a really, really rough week for Coach Begley, and just really have...
For the sports recap of tonight's games, Jonathan will have the girls' update, and I will have the boys' high school update. For Jonathan Lee, I'm Trevor Beard. Thanks for listening to this Kawapa League boys basketball tiebreaker doubleheader. Banks beats Astoria 52.